And there's so much going on that y'all, I couldn't come in here by myself. We've got my bestie, my Bravo, one of my Bravo sisters, Gibson Johns, who's joining us. I don't even Gibson. There's a lot of Bravo news going on. Unless you're living under a rock, or maybe y'all are busy at work, and hopefully you're sneaking out and using your lunch break to come chat with us right now. But Bravo they didn't drop news. They dropped a plethora of news. Gibson, what are you thinking? Let's talk about all these four shows that Bravo just announced.
I know. So they do this like once a year, right? They'll like announce the stuff that's renewed, all the new stuff, but four at once is unusual. We have a new Real Housewives franchise coming. We have Real Housewives of Rhode Island, which you've seen the rumors probably on TikTok and stuff about that, but you never know if that's actually going to pan out, So to know that Real Housewives of Rhode Island is something that's going to exist at some point in the next year or so is I'm excited. I have no idea what to expect, but
do we think they've already filmed all of that, all of Rhode Island?
I've heard the rumors are that they've at least test shot, and even from the description, they talk about like really tight knit family communities, and it's giving Jersey to me. And I think Rhode Island has a big Italian population, so it's like I think that may be scratching that same itch. That's my sort of hunch right now. So
are you like hinting at like this is Jersey's like replacement?
No, I just think that like I don't know. I don't think it's the replacement, but I think it's sort of like as they continue to, I guess, figure out whatever the hell's going on there, give us something new in the meantime. Because we also lost Dubai.
Maybe this is why they have been dragging their feet on it. Because everyone at the network
focusing here
is like their energy is obviously distracted elsewhere by this. It could be
exactly.
So yes, and it's crazy. I love that, and we're in a place now where we're getting brand new franchises or new cities, added to the franchise, while also getting spinoffs of Housewives. It's like the
tree is just growing.
People, yes, it's crazy.
I know.
So let's talk about Wife Swap.
Wife Swap is like, I mean, we all remember Wife Swap from back in the day on like ABC or Fox or whatever it was on before, and that created for chaotic television. So to inject like the Housewives into that formula, I mean, genius, inspired. Like what can go wrong,
It's actually perfect. And I'm like, there's no way this hasn't been sitting like pinned on a boardroom creative wall for years. And I'm like, to me, it's one of those things where it's like they have to do it. Like timing will be everything. And it's obviously not the same in Ultimate Girls Trip in the way that they're going to these beautiful locations, but just the way in which we could see so many casts overlap in ways that we never expected. And I think that production wise, like this is probably a more affordable show to shoot. They're shooting in people's homes. They're not going to all these crazy locations. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably 1 week at a time, honestly, during the swap. And it's also such a good way to get people who aren't on TV right now, like some of the Jersey women, some of the sort of women who have stepped off their shows recently.
I want to see Lynn Curtin go live with somebody in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or like imagine we get Crystal Minkoff somewhere and we get that switch and somebody gets to live her lavish life for a week. That's amazing.
Oh my God, imagine somebody goes and lives with Simon in Australia.
Christian, don't even Christian.
I just gave myself chills.
I got chills.
Oh, yes, that would be so good. So I'm actually really excited for Wife Swap. And I wanted to mention too, because you said we've heard the rumors. Also, everybody, Gibson has to go like really soon. So he is a doll and decided to come in here and celebrate with me. But we're going to chat as much as we can really quick. You mentioned that we'd heard rumors, and I feel like everything that was announced today, we've kind of heard rumblings of at some point or another.
Right.
I just had no idea the announcement itself was coming, especially all at once. You know what I mean? Like, how did we not hear rumblings of this just big drop coming? You know what I mean?
Or like when those Twitter accounts will post like the emojis that like are really cryptic about something coming. That none of that was really happening today.
And I believe it, knowing good and damn well I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, and it's like, for example, we knew like there were so many hints that the Shahs crew was like doing something, right? They were always posting together and like they were sort of teasing that something could be coming, but I had no idea that it was going to be like the Valley for Shahs of Sunset. So it's the Valley Persian Styles, what it's called.
Is the Valley a new franchise? like you know.
But it's like, yeah, I had no idea they were franchising the Valley, basically. But also, like, if they're doing that, because I've always said, okay, they should do the Valley show for Summer House, right? Once these people age out of Summer House. But, like, you can't really say, like, the Valley, the city. Like, that doesn't really work. So, the Valley NYC, I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. But, like, I think that those Shahs people are meant to be on TV. So, I think it's great for them that they're going to be back on Bravo. I think a lot of people have been missing them.
I couldn't agree more, and I think that I mean, especially with Reza and MJ both being on Traders, especially MJ. I mean, well, I've said before, Traders. It's when you don't even need a reality TV career revival necessarily. It will revive your career.
Totally.
It adds new life, and I think it did that for MJ. And while you look, it's been a whole season since she was on, but you said too. You know, we've seen like they've been filming for a while, or they were like doing maybe what looked like a pilot or something. It seems that maybe, and I appreciate this, that Bravo has been taking their time with this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think in this day and age when like we're so impatient as fans, and like we're so insatiable, like I actually like, it's refreshing what you're saying. It's like that. Yeah, it is. Because I'd rather them get it right, wait another 6 months to a year, 2 years, like, than have it last for one season and then we, you know.
It's not fun to be collectively as viewers be like, this ain't it. You know what I mean? And so I would rather be impatient and have some dry spells, and then it'd be like, you know, because also too, like, if I'm being honest, Gibson, this to me, especially with BravoCon coming back up, we're now going to see all these faces of these shows at BravoCon this year. To me, this kind of is feeling like an attempt at really breathing new life into the network.
Yeah, totally. That with NYC, Next Gen NYC or whatever too. Like, there's a bunch of new Love Hotel. Like, we're in the new era. We're kind of entering this new era for sure. And I think fans have received like the new formats pretty well. So like, why not test the limits of that? Like you said, like keep pushing it basically.
Now's the time.
Yeah, but I also think that them bringing back the Shahs people is also, it's affirming also that like, they know that their kind of legacy talent is still really valuable for them, right?
I'm so glad you said that, because I feel like even with the wife swap, to me, I'm like, they're opening the doors to, and it's like, it doesn't have to, like, you know, I always use Lynn Curtin, like bring Lynn Curtin back. It's like, it doesn't mean that we need a 3-season contract with Lynn and we have to have her an overall deal at NBC and put her in all these projects. But it's like, look at it as a family, like keep everything open, keep the doors open. And I think projects like this and the Ultimate Girls Trips and the Crappy Lakes could keep all these people in our orbit and on our radar in a very effortless way. And I don't see no negative can come from that, you know?
And it takes some of the heat off of the actual franchises themselves too. It takes it you know, undoes some of that pressure valve, I think, for the production to be like, okay, like if we have, you know, XYZ person on Love Hotel or on Wife Swap, like, people won't be like sending us death threats on Instagram that we're not bringing back this person, basically. You know what I mean?
Because they are opportunity, more opportunity to make folks happy. Yes,
exactly. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Well, Gibson, thank you so much for joining us.
Wait. Sorry, one more new show. Ladies of London reboot.
Okay. Oh, yes. Let's talk about it.
I'll give you 1 minute of that.
Let's go.
So we're hearing that it's all new cast, right? Which is, that's the word on the street, is that it's gonna be all new people. I loved the first round of Ladies of London, so I would take any of them returning, to be honest.
Yeah.
But also, I think the interesting thing on that is like, hey, you just announced Real Housewives of London in the fall, and it's interesting that we're doing both at the same time. Again, I'm not going to be complaining about having more to watch, but like, I think that maybe indicates to me that Real Housewives of London is not going to be on Bravo.
Well, and Bravo really showed I don't want to say support, but they weren't amplifying like, oh, like Real Housewives of London when it was announced because it wasn't like a Hayu like festival or something like that in the UK. They announced it. Like, obviously I think that they spoke on it, but I think even Andy was like, yeah, obviously knew it was coming, but their involvement is nothing in regards to the levels of,
so it's interesting,
you know, these franchises.
And I think this confirms that. So that's my 2 cents on that.
We will see. And if you ask me, I think, and I mean this with all the love in the world, I bet you Caroline Stanbury is listing that house for sale in Dubai as fast as she can.
Bye, Dubai. Yeah.
And I'm mad at you, girl.
No, all right, me neither.
Well, have a good day. Thanks for popping on. And
happy to. Thanks for thanking me.
It's a good day to be a Bravo fan.
I know. So happy. All right. Bye, Christian.
That was so fun. rush your guest right out the door. Mel, before we got on, he has to be on another podcast in 90 seconds. And I was just scared. I didn't want him to feel like he had to sit here and keep kikiing with me, though. I would love to sit here and talk with him all day long, because I don't know what podcast he's going on. It could be a big one. I don't want to make him late. Yeah, no, we literally just decided to hop on together the last minute because this news just dropped. So thank y'all for being here. I need to know what you're thinking. How you feeling about these Bravo shows? Which one are you most excited for? Let's see. Hello, eyebrows. Hey, boo. The watch matches the shirt. I'm doing what I can, Let's see. If you get Crystal, no one will watch. Well, that's number one, mean. And number two, it's not true because I love Crystal. Like, imagine, well, I don't guess Ramona has a husband right now, or a man that would be on the show. But, I want to see, Ramona Singer have to live with Crystal's husband. You know what I'm saying? And her kids. Can you imagine? Take her to a Disney premiere, For the love of God. No, I'm actually kind of really excited about Wife Swap. I think I just feel like that's going to be a good one for the network. I don't know. What do I know? I just have a feeling. But yes, would love to know which ones you are most excited for. Ladies of London, we have a Shahs reboot coming back with Reza, with Gigi, with MJ, but it did say it's a working title, which means that's kind of what they're calling it, but it could change. You know how Real Housewives of New York back in the day was Manhattan Moms or something like that. And Real Housewives of Orange County was Behind the Gates or something. So it could change, but it seems that there's potentially just some interest in franchising the Valley, which is smart, Here for it. What else was there? Housewives of Rhode Island. Why are people not all celebrating this? In my comments on Instagram, people were like, Rhode Island, really? That's the best they can come up with? Ain't Rhode Island rich? Ain't it money? Also, I think new Housewives cities, let's celebrate that. That's exciting. And Bravo knows, that is their foundation, So I feel like they will be careful and smart about it. You know what I mean? I think we have nothing to worry about when it's coming to Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I think we have only things to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what you say. Ladies of London for me. I think Ladies of London will be fun too. Are we thinking all younger women? Are we wanting middle-aged women? Because listen, I know that, I want to be young forever. And in the words of Vicky, I don't want to get old, but I prefer older women on these ensemble shows. No offense to the girlies my age. I just think that people who've had more life experience are more interesting to watch. Or maybe I'm just boring and find my friend group boring. I don't know. But someone actually just messaged me, how do I get on Wife Swap with Vicky? I would love Vicky to go on Wife Swap. Can you imagine? That would be so iconic. Oh my gosh. Mel says Reza gets on my last nerve. Listen, that's a good. If a reality star is getting on our nerves in some way, as much as I hate to admit it, that probably means they're good at what they do. We got to have those ones that get on our nerves because those make the perfect ones that we love the most. They just make us appreciate them even more. It's you don't stress me out. Bless your heart. Thank you for that. So excited. Let's see what the Twitter folks are saying before we wrap up here. Let's see what people are thinking. Nah. Oh, it's already trending too. It looks like the Ladies of London reboot is the one that people are talking. It's at least on my timeline. That's the one people are talking about the most. Let's see. People are like, where's Caroline Stanbury? Bloody brilliant. It is making its return. I agree. People are already making. making jokes about Caroline getting back on, but also like Caroline, that's like her show. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like as we've seen with like Miami and stuff, you know, I feel that like a dash of nostalgia is just so perfect for these shows, especially in a reboot. You know what I'm saying? Oh, also, really quick, needed to hit on the fact that, so along with them announcing, you know, their new shows, they announced renewals. So like shows that have been picked up to, you know, to film again, to air again. And noticeably absent, RHONY and Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now, I don't know if there's like a time, like if it's like, okay, if you're not on the list this year, then that you're not on until next year. I don't know how that works. But not a good feeling. Not a good feeling. What do y'all think that means? Miss Gunnison would be perfect for Wives Swap. Honestly, Vicky cooking and raiding other people's kids for a week. Yeah, me too. I mean, even when she goes and like babysits like her grandkids for like a week at a time, she's done before, and I'm like, she has like 4 kids to herself, homeschooling, all that, like, and I'm like, girl, I could never. So she can handle it. She can handle it. Let's send her to like, you know, she loves the Midwest so much. Let's send her right on back to the Midwest. That'd be awesome. Oh man. All right, everybody. Well, let's continue to celebrate. I think it's a good thing that Bravo is doing this. This shows a lot of, and as I said to Gibson, this seems like a really big effort to me to the writing of a new chapter. This is not just another time of, you know, announcing a slate of shows, things like that. This feels a little deeper and more intentional to me. So I'm very excited, and I hope you are. I'm sure we'll continue to hear all kinds of rumors in the coming days about who's on these casts and what to expect, what, you know, and I don't know. I have all really, really good feelings. So, and now we'll get to see these folks at BravoCon in a few months, you know, all the people that will be representing these shows. So really excited. As always, thank y'all so much for joining me. Thank you so much again to Gibson for joining me. Make sure you go listen to his podcast, Gabbing with Gib. And I hope y'all have a blessed week. Be safe. I hope something happens that just fills that love tank all the way up. And as always, make sure you are following Herdat on all social media platforms. Be sure to reach out if you have anything that you want to talk about, anything you want me to hit on specifically. Because, baby, this is our time to hang out and kiki 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. And you heard that, so I better see you right back here Friday at the same time. Y'all have a good one. Besos.